What if your mind, your memories, your fears, your hopes is not a mirror of reality but merely a program running on biological hardware? What if everything you experience is filtered, modeled, and modified by a system you barely understand? In Chapter 2 of Prometheus Rising, Robert Anton Wilson dives into the idea that our brains are not reality perceivers, but reality creators, constantly organizing chaotic sensory data into models. In this video, we'll explore how your hardware, the brain and software, your beliefs and models, shape your entire experience of existence. We'll also touch on some mind-blowing questions. Where do thoughts really come from? Is your mind truly yours? Are you your hardware, your software, or something beyond? Miss this, and you might stay trapped in an operating system you didn't even choose. Watch till the end, because your freedom, mental, emotional, and even spiritual, might depend on this. Models, the maps we mistake for reality. Raw starts by hammering home a crucial point. All experience is a muddle until we build a model to explain it. Our brains are not receiving pure reality. They're constantly constructing explanations to make sense of sensory chaos. The model is not the muddle. The map is not the territory. The menu is not the meal. Example: when you see a chair, your brain doesn't process every molecule or energy fluctuation. It activates a chair model, a shortcut allowing you to interact efficiently. If you had to consciously interpret every atom, you'd be paralyzed with information overload. But the danger comes when we forget these models are just that, models, not ultimate truths. A chair may be real enough for sitting, but its atomic and quantum reality is something far more strange and unknowable. Scientists often mistake their models for reality itself. Newton's physics explained the world for centuries, until Einstein's relativity shattered that truth. Even now, quantum mechanics and relativity exist side by side, two models that work in different contexts but don't fully agree. Reality, Wilson warns, is always bigger, messier, and more mysterious than any model we construct. Every time we think we have it pinned down, it reveals new layers, dimensions, and paradoxes. Another example: language itself is a model. Words are not reality, they are symbols, attempts to describe fleeting experiences. When we say love, we don't capture the full, nuanced, emotional complexity of the experience. We slap a label on it and move on. Hardware and software, mind as biocomputer. Wilson introduces a powerful metaphor: the brain as hardware and our beliefs, imprints, and learned behaviors as software. Hardware, localized, biological, your neurons, your body, your here and now. Software, non-local, a network of thoughts, memes, and ideas swirling across space and time. When you read a book or listen to a teacher, you are literally downloading someone else's software into your biological hardware. Thoughts from thousands of years ago, Plato, Buddha, Einstein, can live inside you, simply by reading and thinking about them. Your brain picks up these thought patterns like a radio receiver locking onto distant transmissions. This concept mirrors cutting-edge ideas from cognitive science, where thought is seen less as a thing and more as a process, a constantly shifting network of patterns influenced by the environment, culture, history, and biology. Think about it. You didn't choose your native language, your early beliefs, or your first fears. They were programmed into you. Even your individuality was shaped by a massive network of influences you rarely question. Becoming aware of these influences is the first step toward true freedom. Gale-Sol theory, the brain's shifting state. Wilson touches briefly on the Gale-Sol equilibrium theory, the idea that brain chemistry toggles between more rigid, gel-like states and more fluid, Sol-like states. Gel state, rigid beliefs, fixed models, resistance to change. Sol state, flexible thinking, open to new ideas, creative flow. Example: a person stuck in political ideology is gelled. They resist new data that challenges their beliefs. In contrast, a scientist exploring unknown phenomena is in a Sol state, open, curious, adaptable. Today, Neuroscience recognizes similar concepts: neuroplasticity, brain flexibility, versus cognitive rigidity. Practices like meditation, psychedelics, or even travel can soften the brain, making new connections possible. Want to reprogram yourself? First, solvate your brain, become fluid, curious, and receptive. Daily practices like questioning your assumptions, exposing yourself to new ideas, and challenging your comfort zones keep your mental state adaptable and alive. Additional example: have you ever noticed how a stubborn, rigid person can become open-minded after a powerful emotional experience, like falling in love, traveling to a new country, or facing a life-threatening situation? Their brain shifts from gel to soul, enabling new learning and transformation. Models upon models. Reality is layered. Wilson explains that even our most cherished ideas, atoms, democracy, justice, are just models layered atop other models. Example: atoms were once thought to be indivisible. Then came protons, neutrons, electrons, then quarks, now quantum fields. Justice systems evolved from tribal revenge to complex legal codes, still imperfect models trying to impose order on chaos. Every time we create a final theory, reality proves slipperier. Our brains evolved not to discover ultimate truths, but to navigate immediate survival challenges. Wilson suggests that perhaps the truth, if such a thing exists, is forever beyond human comprehension. Another example: religions offer moral models. Psychological theories offer models of the mind. Even our self-image, I am smart, I am bad at math, I am kind, is a model, stitched together from stories, experiences, and beliefs. Recognizing that all models are approximations frees you. You stop worshipping your models. You can upgrade them when necessary, switch between them when useful, and even drop them altogether in moments of pure experience. The 8-circuit model, a preview. Wilson hints at his 8-circuit model of consciousness, which he elaborates in later chapters. Here's a teaser. 4 terrestrial circuits: survival, emotional, semantic, socio-sexual. 4 higher circuits: neurosomatic, neuroelectric, neurogenetic, quantum, non-local. Each circuit is a different program, activated at different stages of life or through deliberate practice. Which circuits dominate your life? Are you stuck in survival mode, emotional reactivity, or rigid social roles? Have you tasted the higher circuits, moments of bliss, unity, timelessness? The 8-circuit model is another reminder. Human consciousness is multi-layered. Most people operate mostly from the lower circuits without realizing higher modes of awareness even exist. Wilson invites us to experiment, to explore, to discover the extraordinary possibilities within. Programming, imprinting, conditioning, learning. Wilson defines 4 major ways software gets written into us. Genetic imperatives, built-in instincts like hunger, fear, sex. Imprints, intense early experiences that lock in core behaviors. Conditioning, repetition that reinforces habits. Learning, conscious absorption of new information and techniques. Example: a baby duck's imprint on the first moving object they see as mother. A child spanked for questioning authority becomes conditioned to obey without thinking. A teenager reading radical philosophy learns to challenge mainstream narratives. Even adult habits, your morning routine, your anxieties, your ambitions, are often the result of early conditioning. Rarely do we question, did I choose this behavior, or was it installed like an app into my operating system? Personal challenge. Begin noticing one habit today and ask, who programmed this, and do I still want it? The big question, what are you? Wilson challenges us. If your hardware is localized but your software is non-local, then what are you? Are you your neurons, firing chemicals in the dark? Are you the network of memes, beliefs, and ideas you inherited? Are you something beyond both, the conscious witness, the user of the hardware and software? In spiritual traditions, the self is often said to be beyond form, the silent awareness behind thought. Wilson hints at a similar idea. You are not just your programs or your brain. You are the metaprogrammer, the one who can observe, question, and modify your own models. If your software is non-local, it means your thoughts, dreams, and inspirations might not even be yours in the narrow sense. They are part of a greater field, a shared informational ocean that each of us taps into in unique ways. Final reflection. Can we ever see the territory without a map? Wilson ends with a haunting question. Can we ever experience raw reality, the territory, without the filter of our maps? Maybe through moments of deep meditation, psychedelics, near-death experiences, or peak flow states, we catch a glimpse. But for most of us, most of the time, we're swimming in maps, models stacked on models, seeing through a glass darkly. Don't mistake the map for the territory. Don't fall in love with your models. Stay curious, stay fluid. Keep updating your software. Perhaps true wisdom lies not in finding the perfect map, but in learning to dance skillfully among many maps without clinging to any. Your brain is your hardware. Your beliefs, ideas, and memories are your software. But you, the real you, might just be the player behind the machine. Robert Anton Wilson's Chapter 2 is a call to awaken, to see the programs running in the background of your life, and to realize you have the power to change them. If this video sparked something inside you, hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-bending insights, and comment below, what old programs are you ready to rewrite? Until next time, stay fluid, stay questioning, and keep upgrading your reality.